Hello everybody, BrioS here, and today I have for you probably the most iconic mech of the Mechwarrior / Battletech franchise. And who can't identify this big chunky boy with those sexy shoulders as the 100-ton inner sphere battle mech, the Atlas. And this variant is the Atlas D, which you can redeem free once you complete 200 loot bags from the Beach Party July event. And who can't resist a free mech? So anyway, I already redeemed my free mech and I'm here to share with you my build for you guys. And just a bit of disclaimer before I talk about the quirks and the build, and of course some gameplay to show you how it works. Of all the playstyles out there, I really don't do well as a tank, because that's basically what an Atlas is in MMO terminology. It's a tank meant to move forward, soak damage, and lead a charge. Daily damage is actually its secondary concern. It's there to soak and just pile in. So once you see an Atlas taking point and moving in, support the Atlas. Let it take damage for you, but you deal damage to the enemy. That's what it wants you to do. So anyway, let's take a look at the quirks for the Atlas D. There are many Atlas variants. Atlas D, well, it's not my favorite variant. I don't really like Atlases, to be really honest. But it's free. So let's look at the defensive quirks here first. So as you can see, the Atlas D has lots of armor. The side torsos tend to go first, so there's lots of armor in the side torsos, plus 30, and the center torso has plus 28. So that's pretty good. In an Atlas, you need to twist fast to use the arms to shield, so the arms get an additional 10 points of armor. And talking about twisting, the Atlas also had a mobility buff in the June patch, so that's really good. With the improved torso twist speed and the pitch angle, it's really much more playable. So if you're like me, you don't really like Atlases, I can tell you with the increase in mobility, it's so much better. But anyway, let's take a look at also at the offensive quirks. The most trademark weapon, oh that's bad grammar, the most iconic weapon of the Atlases is of course the right torso mounted AC-20. And it has an AC-20 cooldown and a ballistic cooldown quirk. So if you mount an AC-20, and why don't you? It has a 10% AC-20 cooldown, not too bad. And in the left torso with some missiles, so the missiles have a 10% cooldown quirk. It's also tanky, so it has a crit hit chance reduction of minus 25%. So it's harder to crit in an Atlas, just a bit harder. So anyway, let's get down to the build. So for this particular build, I'm going for a brawler approach. Honestly, I don't really like the Light Fusion 325 engine here, because once you lose both side torsos, your mech is destroyed. And that reduces the viability of the Atlas as a tank quite a bit. But I find the need for speed more important. So I'm using a Light Fusion 325 engine for a speed of 52.7 kph. As I'll say in terms of weaponry, it has an AC-20 in the right torso to maximize the use of those quirks with 3 tons of ammunition. And to back it up, I have 2 snub-nosed PPCs. Normally I fire them together, so it does a really nice pinpoint damage of 36 and additional plus 3 from the 2 snub-nose. It's 1.5 times 2 each splash damage. So yeah, anyway, 36 pinpoint. And on the left torso as a backup weapon, I have 2 SRM6s with Artemis with 4 tons of ammunition. The Artemis is there because you want a tighter spread at a longer range. And most people don't like to come close to an Atlas because most Atlases are Brawly, so they try to stay far away. So Artemis is really useful. And of course, 18 double E-Sinks to manage all the heat, because the snub-nosed PPCs do generate quite a bit of heat. So when you're in a pitched brawl, try not to fire those snub-noses. A TCOM Mark 1 is useful because all these weapons benefit from the velocity increase of this. So that's it. And of course, I reduced some of the armor on the arm. The Atlas's arms are good for shielding. Once you torso twist using the improved torso twist speed, it can soak some damage before you twist back to fire at them. But I want a bit of speed, and I find if I go below 50, I normally die. It's a pretty violent build as you can see from the gameplay, good at brawling, but with the Light Fusion engine, it's kind of handicapping its tanking capability. So you can actually drop the TCOM Mark 1 a few heat sinks and change this to maybe a standard 300 engine or something like that. So anyway, let's get down to skills. Skill tree is different for every player, and I tend to favor mobility. But in assaults, because mobility is a percentage modifier, I'm not putting anything into mobility. After all, it already got a buff from the June patch. So I'm going to firepower and some into survival. But first, let's look at 46 points of of firepower. So as you can see from this tree, I'm taking lots of skill nodes. The problem with taking ballistics and missiles at the same time, you need to get the left side for the missile nodes and the right side for the ballistic nodes. So anyway, to get straight to the point, 2 nodes of missile spread to reduce the spread by 5%, useful for those missiles. 2 nodes of high explosive because I want to maximize my missile damage. You can actually live without them because the gain is minimal. 2 nodes of missile rack for increased ammunition. And on the other side, 2 nodes of magazine capacity to increase the limited AC-20 ammunition. But as a tank, normally I just rush in and I die sadly and I don't get to finish my ammo, so yeah. So anyway, that's the build. And of course for velocity, with all these weapons taking time to travel to the target, you want velocity nodes. So if you can see with the velocity nodes, I have 4 of them. I have a velocity increase of plus 12%. Other bonuses include, got that word correct, include a heat reduction of 10.5%. Really important in all mechs. If you don't know what to do, get the heat reduction nodes. And 11% for range because people don't like to go near an Atlas, like I said. 6.75% cooldown is nice also, and it stacks with the cooldown for the missiles and the ballistics. And now on to survival. Normally I would recommend players go full survival tree if you're packing an Atlas, but I want a bit of balance between mobility and firepower, at least in terms of the engine size. So 16 SPs in the left side for armor. So that will give me a armor bonus of 8% only, but considering it has loads of armor, especially those quirks, it stacks above those, and it's pretty nice. A bit of structural 2.5, which is inconsequential. As I mentioned before, 0% mobility because it's a percentage modifier. It's not that big, no jump jets. Also, standard 20 SPs in operations for 5 nodes of cool run to increase heat dissipation by 10%, which is really important, like I said, for brawling because you don't want to shut down in a brawl. And 5 nodes of heat containment to increase the heat capacity by 15% or thereabouts. And finally, 9 nodes in auxiliary for 2 strikes and 2 cool shots, which is always useful. I normally don't go for 0%. I normally don't go for radar deprivation because after a while you can make use of cover and move from point to point. And yeah, it's useful as a beginning, but once you get the hang of it, you don't need it. And you can allocate the SPs elsewhere. So that's it. That is my build for the free Atlas D. Short range brawler, a bit faster than normal, but a bit more fragile due to the use of the light fusion engine. But still a lovely mech and way better after the June mobility patch. So with that being said, I'm going to show you some gameplay of how to smash the opponents with this Atlas D. So let's get down straight to it. Let's go. So here I am on the New Polar Highlands for the very first showcase match. And if you're not familiar how to play the New Polar Highlands, you're not alone. But simply put, the center is basically flat with lots of buildings, really good for brawling, and that's where my Brawl Atlas is heading together with this Fafnir. And as you move further away from the center, you got about 6 or 7 small hills, pretty good for trading. You can go there if you have a lot of range. And as you go further away, it's lots of deep ravines and pretty flat land, great for movement and sneaking up on the enemy. In fact, on this map, quite often you find lights and fast mediums just sneaking up and they'll pop, suddenly they're there, right next to you. So gotta be careful, always stay together. But right now, as I said, I'm heading straight to the center. Comps is pretty good. It is Conquest, so heading straight to the center, like I said, with this Fafnir. And I just want to find the enemy and brawl with them.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
So as you can see from the map, we got a few mechs in Zimbabwe, all the way in Echo 6 and Hotel 6. But more important is to stay with the team. And that's what I'm doing, following that Fafnir. IG Joe, just to let you know I'm with you. Just behind you. No, IG Joe? No? Kinda rhymes. But slowly trugging along. Because lights can suddenly appear, it's good to stay together. Look at the map, our assaults are in tier 10. We are moving. So, support always nice. That's my indirect way of telling the team not to NASCAR. Also tells them where their big boys are. So Atlas following that Fafnir, that my Atlas that means, letting the Fafnir take some damage. One thing about brawling, timing the push in is pretty crucial. So all 3 assaults in this team are here. And it's time to go in, looks as though they're aggressive.
Aimbots are back here now.
Some whining about aimbots. Nobody really does that in the game, very rare. Assaults are pushing, support please. Bit of smoke, time to walk through it. You can't be shy to take damage in an Atlas. That's what they're built for. First strike goes down, hoping to damage Echo, that Warhammer.
Spotted my Echo. Right torso's open. Gonna push him.
I always call out components, so lots of hits.
Acquired.
That means they're taking damage, and in the confusion, that's where I go in. That's why I pack 2 strikes on my Atlas.
New target. New target.
Not sure whether my team will support me, so
I'm on.
pull back a
I'm
bit.
trying to retreat.
I should have pushed forward,
Artillery.
but I'm kind of worried about the guys on my right. Push has kind of stalled.
Shit.
New target.
Enemy seems pretty split.
Follow the Corsair.
Beta, sir. 10 towards the beta.
Hi Tijo, follow the Corsair. Corsair behind you, there's an assault.
So since the Corsair is pushing, out comes the
Atlas.
Atlas.
Corsair on your right.
Back.
Out comes the Atlas, like I said, Bravo. He's going into Brawl. But we are here. Goes down to my missiles.
Acquired.
Friendly Commando. Hotel please.
Oh, this is where it gets interesting. It's all Brawl here. Just fight,
Sorry, guys.
push, fire.
Acquired.
Twisting torso to spread the damage. Like I said, Atlas's twist damage so much better now. Oh, poor guy. Another target. Oh, down he goes. That pinpoint 36 from the AC-20 is enough to just really wreck the enemy.
Yeah, there's guys in Juliet 9, 8 shooting my rear. I'm too slow, I'm an Atlas.
Target.
We're all
acquired.
moving to India 10. There's a light, friendly light India 8. Can you harass the assault?
New
Thank you.
target acquired.
We're all chasing
Target
squirrels.
Destroyed.
So when there's an assault in my rear, I'm just gonna twist, spread the damage a bit, rather than turn around. I'd rather support this Fafnir, support the push. Oh, his leg, that means he's dead.
Target destroyed.
Turn around, India 8. All of us, let's go.
Now that flank is secured, 6-2,
Target acquired.
time to push back, find the
Golf.
assault who caught my rear.
Override engage.
Could be Gulf.
New target acquired.
Oh, it's a slap
I'm
now.
going in.
Yep, it's a slap now, like I said. And I'm going to just rush in and try to kill him. Easy. Easy gameplay. He's distracted, doesn't see my Atlas. This is the oh shit moment for him.
Target destroyed.
Ah, but Sergeant Set gets him. A bit too slow to get that kill.
Target spotted.
India 7, as you can see. Whole bunch.
New target acquired.
Beta is controlled by the enemy.
Yeah, it's an easy ride, this mech.
Good work, Tex, for holding them
New
back.
target acquired.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah, Tex was holding all these mechs. Just engaging them so they can't push our rear.
Hotel City.
People don't appreciate stuff like that, but it's really important.
New target
And look,
acquired.
I'm pretty fresh. So one Black Knight there,
Smoke on Delta. Smoke on Delta.
picking him out, but Delta's a bigger threat. One huge Alpha calls him really bad.
Target destroyed.
Yeah. Too engaged by the enemy. Didn't see me. I guess he just didn't want to shoot my
Target
armor.
acquired.
I still have a lot. Kind of far for me. But just got to rush in, twist the damage away. But it's quite a storm
I
this
suppose we
match.
more or less have this.
Yeah, it's quite a storm. 10-3.
Just need to go get Kappa.
Affirmative.
So as you can see, just 2 more to hunt down. But my Atlas has did quite a lot of damage. Minimally caught only from the rear. But that's
Look for the
fine.
other two.
You don't need to rear load your armor if you worry
Alright, we
about
got 3
mechs
lights,
in the
1
rear.
Kappa.
Just gotta twist it away and find cover. Call it out and let your friend deal with it. Because assaults can't really turn around to shoot the enemy.
Body massage, could you massage Tater? If you don't mind.
Command confirming that we have possession.
So even though
of
I'm
Kappa.
slow, I'm gonna try get 1 cap. Try to be productive in
Alright, we
it.
got Kappa. We're good.
Target acquired.
That's a win.
New target.
So 1 light in the distance, Lima.
Oh,
Looks like a javelin.
Lima.
Heading for the cap point in front of me. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
just try not to,
find in
run
and
away.
brawl with him.
Yeah, my Atlas will try not to die against that light.
Come on, guys. We need to head towards our Atlas.
Nah, it's okay. Don't steal my
Target
kill.
spotted.
I don't want to steal it. He's coming
New
after
target
Epsilon.
Target
acquired.
spotted.
You want to fight him by yourself? I'll back off.
That's kind of a salty guy.
Go ahead, get him.
Guess he can't take a joke.
There, I'll help you out a little bit. Yeah, right leg. Take it. Shoot him in the face now. Come on, you can do it.
Game is more or less won
I'm
anyway.
actually farming him.
Yeah, I'm just trying to blow up his
Okay,
arms.
go ahead, farm me, bro. I'm just gonna chill here.
I'm just gonna kill him. You can get him, you can get him.
I'm watching.
Well, let's just end his misery. 1 more shot. Yeah, easy peasy. Oh, and Godman with some whiny nonsense about aimbots. Yeah. You know, people can aim, you know, and actually hit targets on the move even. So anyway, let's look at the damage output of this Atlas. 632 damage, 5 kills, only 290 damage taken, not much. 12 components, just smashing the enemy. 509 match score is pretty decent. Let's go to the next match. So from the coolness of Polar Highlands, now we come to the reddish hell that is Terra Turba. And game mode is domination this time. As you can see on the minimap, my team has rushed to the center, so all rushing to the circle to hold it, I suppose. It's gonna be a bit cramped, so I'm gonna actually try flank and head to Gulf 8. On this map, most engagements are either Fox 7 or Gulf 8. So with the huge brawl going over there, I'm actually going to check out this corner because I strongly suspect that the enemy would be pushing through this corner, or if you take this route, you can hit the enemy's flank.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
Artillery
So
strike.
no engagement so far, which is interesting. Normally they rush out here. So I think they're doing a full defense on Fox 7, which is to my advantage. Nothing like a surprise Atlas, I suppose. I'm actually fully mindful that there are 2 mechs with me, 2 friendlies, from Alpha Lance, one on my left and one in front. That will alert me to any threats in the immediate area.
Alpha Lance, thanks for the support.
Artillery strike online.
Yeah, a bit of positive affirmation doesn't hurt.
Oh, look at that golf.
Team is 0-2 already, so that's a problem. Heat
Golf.
vision,
Push in, guys.
heat vision really helps. It's a weird build on the Cyclops.
Warning.
All learned, so I'm gonna push it. Fire and twist. Key skills for using a tanky mech like an Atlas.
Online. New target acquired.
Down he
Push in,
goes.
it's 1-3.
Down he goes. Wasted my strike. So, don't think they are communicating because they're not turning around to face me.
Vapor Eagle, left, right torso.
But it's already 1-4. If you look at the scores, not good. This poor Veagle,
Target destroyed.
too focused on the mediums on my right.
New target.
Goes down. Second kill.
Target spotted.
New
What's
target
this? It's a
acquired.
Thanatos? Time to just rush him. Third kill.
Somebody help me with the mislinks. I can't handle lights.
Target spotted.
Yeah, if you can't handle lights like in an Atlas, get your friends to handle it.
Target
They'll
spotted.
be more than happy to take the kill. I want to make use of this opportunity to sneak up on them and do as much damage as I can. Because
Griffin's
wow,
a stick.
my team WoW is just vaporized. It's 3-7. I wouldn't call them evaporate. It's more of a solid to gas, which is sublimation. And I killed the fly.
Acquired.
So that's the power of this Atlas. Brawly
Nova
and
CT.
Brawly and short range. Massive alphas with the AC-20, snub nose and SRMs.
Thanks for the support.
New target acquired.
5-7. Could I clutch
Hotel.
this match? I could possibly clutch this match.
Acquired.
But it's tough. Because now I'm in the open. And I'm surrounded actually. I know there are mechs behind me.
Oh, I'm stuck. Slow down, guys.
Yeah, and that position was a
New
bad mistake.
target acquired.
There they are.
Marauder, 2C. Delta.
New target acquired.
So Delta's caught bad.
Override.
But this
engaged.
Griffin looks tasty.
Griffin's a stick echo.
New
Please do not
target
shoot it.
acquired.
It's close fight.
Yes, we could actually win this, but well,
Wait for your Atlas.
the Atlas is slow. And I don't have range.
Acquired.
All those mechs I'm engaging like Kilo, they have a good range advantage over me.
Acquired.
So that Griffin was caught weaponless. So I'm gonna try take out this Arctic move. Try to hit his right leg, but I'm missing. Finally they notice the Atlas sneaking up on them. Hope I got him, but a bit too late. Oh well. No clutch for you. 763 damage taken, that's quite a lot. 610, game is lost.
Heat level.
Everybody except me and the 2 mediums survived. Well, I don't survive anymore. So let's take a look at this Vulcan. Redlining it. Played really well, this guy. Supporting me all the time. And that's what you do when you see an Atlas push. Keep him company, support him, stay with him,
Critical damage.
keep the mosquitoes off his back, and
Heat level.
he will soak all the damage for you.
Critical damage.
But he's in dipshit right now. Shielding like mad. This is how you spread damage on the Vulcan. Jump and twist. I hope you don't get nausea watching this. So with him twisting torso and falling back, I'm just going to fast forward this section. What he's doing is actually the correct thing. Run away, draw them out, string them out, and then pick them off one at a time. Not likely he can kill the remaining 6, but maybe he can get 1 or 2 more kills. Anyway, like I said, fast forwarding this as he tries to get a good position, make a last stand, and maybe get that 1 or 2 last kills. So as you can see, he's found a fresh bushwhacker. Pretty fresh anyway. Bushwhackers are really tanky. The bushwhacker caught both legs of this Vulcan. Standing in lava, he's taking even more damage. But can this Vulcan player get one more kill? He seems pretty decent. There he goes, engaging. Blows off the arm. Getting that component for scores. But oops. Leg blown off. Last shot. And he commits honorable Sudoku. Better to deny the enemy, I suppose. But anyway, it was a good valiant attempt. He played well, but sadly the team just vaporized. So that was a pretty good fight. Granted, it was a loss. A good damage output by this build. 5 kills, 765 damage dealt, and 763 damage taken. Smashing quite a bit and being smashed. Unfortunately, smashed is how you would describe this team. Rushing in early, straight into the enemy firing line and dying sadly. Before I knew it, by the time I got into a good position to engage, it was already 3-7. I could have, I suppose, helped the team push forward, but yeah, they just walked straight into the enemy firing line. And that was kind of a disaster. So let's look at these scores. So no surprises, me and the Vulcan doing really well. 449 max score for me, but can't say much for the team. So that's it, ladies and gents, for my video on the free Atlas, which you can get in July. In fact, every month there is a free mech you can redeem. And this particular Atlas is gorgeous and so very violent. I hope you like the decals because with those eyes, it looks oh so menacing. Anyway, everybody, till next time, have a good day and I'll catch you guys on the battlefield. Say hi, but ciao for now.